Tonight, Ukraine eagerly awaiting more modern tanks as it prepares for a spring counter-offensive against invading Russian forces. Spain on Friday sending 6 Leopard 2 tanks with 4 more to follow. And the US announcing a major push to train Ukrainian troops on American tanks. 31 M1 Abrams are headed for Germany next month to train Ukrainian crews. Ukraine arguing time's running out in its efforts to counter a more powerful Russian army that's nonetheless making few gains. Russia has air superiority, but Ukraine refusing to cede the skies.
This is the only American-made Black Hawk helicopter in the entire Ukrainian armed forces. They're desperate for more. Currently, they're flying old Soviet machines. They say this is much more advanced and gives them much more capability.
The pilot, call sign Maestro, has been flying constant missions since the war began.
The army says foreign nationals from the UK, as well as the United States, France and China, are to be evacuated in the coming hours. The head of the military agreed to facilitate the operation as fighting in the capital Khartoum enters its second week. Saudi state TV is reporting that planes carrying evacuees have begun arriving in Jeddah. The UN estimates that at least 400 people have been killed across Sudan since the fighting began a week ago, the most intense taking place in the capital, Khartoum. Explosions and gunfire have been heard across the city in the past few hours. That's despite the Sudanese army announcing a 3-day halt to the fighting from Friday.
10 civilians and 3 soldiers were killed in a number of incidents across Mali on Saturday. The government says 88 jihadists were put out of action in what they're describing as a resurgence of terrorist incidents. The attacks began with bombs near Savari Airport, which killed 10 people and injured 61 others. Mali has been battling a security crisis caused by separatist fighting in the north of the country since 2012. Since 2020, the military leader has turned away from Western allies and towards Russia.
Another Saturday, another day of protests. As the people of Israel prepare to celebrate 75 years since the founding of the state, the huge crowds in the streets reveal the deep division reigning in the country. It's the 16th week of action after Benjamin Netanyahu committed to overhauling the judicial system. He aims to allow lawmakers in the Knesset to have the final say on judges' appointments and to give them the power to override rulings by the country's Supreme Court. The Prime Minister has been critical of Israel's justice system after being indicted on corruption charges back in 2019.
Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas met Wednesday with Saudi Arabia's ruler, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, in the kingdom port city of Jeddah. During the meeting, Salman expressed his country's support for efforts that will guarantee the rights of the Palestinian people to an independent state. The meeting came as a delegation of top Hamas officials were also in the country, reportedly to meet with local officials in an effort to patch up ties with Riyadh. The visit was not officially confirmed by either Hamas or the Saudis.
Remains of at least a dozen people in this forest in southeastern Kenya. The followers of the Good News International Church were on a never-ending fast, believing that in death they would get to meet Jesus. Some of the dead are believed to be children. The investigation has been going on for days. Police were able to rescue some of the cult's members, including a 16-year-old girl. They have been transferred to hospital. Some are in critical condition.
Lying undisturbed for more than 80 years, the chance discovery of the final resting place of the Montevideo Maru. The wreckage was found by a team of deep-sea explorers after 12 days of scouring the floor of the South China Sea. Scans of the site were compared with archival drawings of the Montevideo to solve a decades-old mystery. More than 1,000 people went down with the Japanese vessel in 1942. Struck by a torpedo from an American submarine, unaware the cargo was prisoners of war.